to another episode of the Infernity Podcast. I'm here with my co-host. We are in the building. We have a very, very special guest. I would love for him to introduce himself. This is a brother to me. So what's up, bro?
Hey, definitely. I'm Mamady. Mamady Smalls. Obviously, I'm from Chelsea. You know how we do. I'm honored to be here. Actually, these two people have done a lot for my life, so I'm honored to just be in the room with them. Right, be in the energy with you guys, talking, exploring, and hopefully we can get them some stuff where they'll be able to learn from too, and help their life. Right?
No. I just want to say I'm proud of you, man. Just witnessing your journey from us being kids to where you are right now. It is an inspiration to my soul, bro. Every time I see you, every time I think about you, it makes me want to continue the journey that I'm on. You know what I mean? And not only being from the same neighborhood, but living in the same building. Like, I remember riding your bike, around the neighborhood because I didn't have a bike, but you had one. A fast bike, and it was always love, and your family always showed love. So just thank you for being here in this moment with us, and I'm just excited just to hear your story and hear your journey.
Thank you, bro.
As well.
And just to go back and forth, right? Because we literally grew up together, right?
Literally.
So like even seeing Brandon, I told him the other day he ain't noticed. It was like, all right, I was small, he was riding my bike, but he was older, so I got to see like how he was dressing. Brandon was always mad fly. All that nice hat ball, so he was always nice hat ball and all that too. So that also inspired me a lot to do so many things that I do. Travel, right? Like you're the reason why I travel. You gave me one of my first personal development books, right?
Yes.
So me and him, we go. Our relationship is it's cool.
Way back. We go way back. So before we get into it, tell us like what you're doing currently, like what's your profession, like what's going on in your life.
So what I do right now, I'm a financial advisor for JP Morgan. A lot of people get financial advisor a little bit misconstrued. So you can also call me like an investment advisor, right? So I don't do anything that has to do with banking or like credit cards or the traditional banking stuff.
Yeah.
I only really do investments and planning on how to make your money work smarter for you, really, to whatever goal that you have. And I have multiple different strategies to do that. Right?
Yeah. How'd you get into that profession?
Yeah. So I started my professional career in real estate at first. So actually Lisa helped me write my college essay.
Wow.
So this is like, 100%.
Full circle.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Right? So Lisa helped me write my college essay. You remember that? That was an amazing essay.
Great essay.
Yo, I got accepted to a lot of colleges too. She helped me apply to colleges, everything. So I got accepted to a lot of colleges. I went to college for literally like a semester. It just wasn't really for me. So I hopped straight into real estate from there. Once I learned you didn't need a degree to do real estate, I just hopped right into real estate. So I did that for a couple of years, learning how to talk to people, learning how to sell. The main point and always what I wanted to do in my life was make sure that I'm impacting someone like significantly. Like they cannot forget me kind of thing, right? So if I sell you your first home, you probably not gonna forget who sold it to you, right? And walk you through that whole entire transaction. So that's what guided me to real estate. So that's when I did that. 2020 hit, all my clients basically left.
Yeah.
Real estate is a commission only game. So I just transitioned into finance. Like what's the next thing that really impacts a person's life? Their money. Like even more than real estate that I think now, honestly, is like their money. So I went straight into the banking. World. Started that 2020. Started as a part-time teller, and then from teller just running up the ranks. I became an advisor in like 3 years, and then just ever since then, that's when I started at Bank of America. And now I just moved to JP Morgan in June, and it's been great. Everything I'm doing and everything I do is to be like mission kind of driven and impact for people kind of driven. So that's the only reason why I even moved to JP Morgan is because they offered me this community advisor position, which I'm doing now. And I was on the Upper East Side. I'm like, hey, how can I make more of an impact in my community? Going in the middle of Bed-Stuy and giving them investment advice,
So
right?
when you was in Brooklyn,
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the middle of Bed-Stuy, just trying to get back to our community when it comes to investment advice, because it was just like, like you're advising people that got money already. Yeah. It's cool because I'm making more money, obviously, but it's like, it's no real like impact. Yeah, there was no real impact on it. So
that really speaks to like your character and your spirit, man. Like you're really a good person. Seriously, because sometimes we may get in these positions and we be forgetting, like, you know what I mean, like our journey and where we come from and community. Right. And that's something I learned from Lisa, like that. The points of community. Yes. And that's basically what you did. Yes, yes. So that's dope. So thank you. I really want to that was love.
Thank you.
I think the first question that comes to my mind, Mamady, is now that you're in this role, right? And you are clearly a goal-setting individual. What is the impact that you want to make in the next 5 years?
Ooh, that's an amazing question. And I think what was wrong with me sometimes is I'm extremely impatient. Like I'm an extremely impatient person, especially when it comes to goals and things like that. Yeah. I'm extremely impatient, and I think that's because I'm like overly confident in myself, right? So it's like, I had goals like, come on, this is light. So in the next 5 years, genuinely, it's funny that you even said that because I made a goal. So in the next 5 years, I'm trying to manage at least $300 million in that community, right? Obviously, that's going to take a lot of business owners. It's going to take a lot of organizations, everything like that. But to get to that point, I have to touch and reach so much of the community. So that's my ultimate goal, is to get to that figure. The reason why I said 300 million is because currently I don't know anyone within my group at the moment that's doing 300 million. So that's number one. Yeah. And then number two, it gets me to a point where I'm earning what I want. It has to be both, man. You gotta put community in your own, you gotta put it together. I like that. Yeah. So that's like my next 5 years, what I imagine doing. And then it's not the ultimate number, right? Yeah. Like it's literally what you have to do to get to that number. There's so much that has to be done, so much impact that has to be made for a person to be managing that amount of money, especially in a community like that. Yeah. Gotcha. So yeah,
that's a fantastic goal.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I mean, we're blessed because you naturally part of this community. Yeah. So, it's great. Yeah. But I'm happy for Bed-Stuy too. We could share. That's
exactly.
So before we got onto camera, I was talking to you about you gained all this knowledge at an incredible rate, and that's one thing like I am in such awe of. Also, the way that you have maintained just the essence of who you are, no matter. I actually felt kind of old in this moment because like they're like, oh, like we grew up together, and I'm like, I helped him into college. I felt much older. And I was like, I guess we weren't that far apart.
You were doing that stuff, like you're really impactful.
You were doing that. You had to have patience because
at a young age. Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
But,
like.
That being said,
oh my God.
Not that old. No, that being said, you have always been you, and the secret I think to being you is that people would never know just how you have propelled yourself, right? And what I love is what you're saying, like you have this big goal and you act like it's so matter of fact, but the truth is those are long, hard working hours. You work really hard to be where you are now. You've worked really hard to get where you are now. Overly confident or not, you're overly confident. I don't believe in overly confident. You are just right confident to do all that you do. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
So my question to you is, with all this knowledge, how have you invested in yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that, yeah, that's great. And obviously, right, you learn the knowledge, you do this, you do that. I think when you are applying it to yourself, and I'm sure that you feel this way, I'm sure that you came across these moments too, when you learn all this stuff and you could easily do it for other people, right? But then when you try to like really sit down, really um, focus on yourself, there's a lot that you don't do for yourself, right? That you know is right, that you're supposed to be doing. So when it comes to the finances, I definitely try things out if I know if it's a new thing that I think is gonna give me a better total return. I'm an advisor. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do it. But there's so many things that I'm not taking advantage of, and so many things I'm not doing at the same time that I know I should be doing way better. As an advisor, right? Like the way I always think about it is like a doctor that smokes. It's just like, bro, you know, like that is 1000% terrible, and you know every effect that it has on your body, everything.
Yeah.
But they still
This is a
smoke, right? So like, I be thinking about that sometimes when it comes to finances and like the amount of knowledge I know compared to what I'm actually doing. So that part, and then as besides the finances though, I mean, I think it made me into the person that I literally want to be. So it's yeah, like besides the finances of that part,
Yeah.
actually taking what I learned and applying it to my life as far as like personal development, the people I've learned, the people I've taught me, I've met, what they've taught me, all of that stuff. I definitely apply the life lessons to myself. Yeah. So that part I take full advantage of because it's the only way to like move faster, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that part, yeah. But on the finance side, I definitely need to do some.
No, I think that, yeah. It's an uphill battle.
You know?
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. So a few weeks ago, you did like a seminar or an event with Lisa. You collabed with her, and it was a financial education event. First of all, I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
I think that was like amazing. I believe that's something that we do need to talk about. I just want you to speak about like your experience doing that for the first. I don't know if that was the first time. Was that the first time you did that, or?
That's not my first time doing that, only because I just got this community position.
Yeah.
Right? And part of the community position is making sure that we do events like every 2 weeks.
Okay. Was that your first time in the neighborhood in Chelsea? Okay. So I want you to speak on doing that, right?
Yes.
Doing it for your first time in the neighborhood.
Yes.
And one of my questions is like, what are the challenges that we have to overcome when it comes down to money? Because I believe we have a poor relationship with money. It's a taboo conversation. It's something I never really spoke about in my home. We just got things and it would just appear there. How did that get there? But yeah, you know what I mean? So I want to hear that. Like, how was that experience? You know, doing that amazing work in the neighborhood, and like, what are the challenges that we face when it comes down to money?
Definitely. So first, the experience was amazing.
Yeah.
Me and Police have been playing it for a little while, so it was amazing. The first event that we did, I did a speech, but it was more on personal development.
Okay.
This one was strictly finance, so it was just a course straight through finance. I loved it. Because number one, it relates to everybody.
Yeah.
Number two, it's relevant to everybody, right? Like everyone has to deal with money. And then I'm gonna do this in my neighborhood, like in my home, like, in my
That's a
grounds,
fact.
You know what I mean? So
Like
I
right
was just
across the
super
street.
comfortable, right?
Yeah.
I was super
Yeah,
comfortable.
yeah.
I was excited to give back all this knowledge that I know and I know can help people. So that was great, and they were really, really like
Tapped in.
Yeah. Like they were really receiving of the information, and that to me was I think the best part, because it was just like, okay, they actually do want to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
They actually do.
And I have the knowledge to
And
give. You feel at home. Yeah, you feel.
Perfect harmony.
Yeah. Like you're getting a hug or something like that.
You know what
I know
mean?
that feeling.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through teaching something that you love to teach.
Uh-huh.
So it was like, this is just like this is the best.
Yeah.
You know, it can't get better. So that experience was great. We're definitely gonna do more. I just have to see how it works with like my compliance at work and stuff like that.
yeah,
I
you
showed
can't-
my manager. He was like, why you ain't tell me this and that? All right, don't worry. I'll tell you the next one for sure.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep doing them. Like I have to keep doing them. So that's one thing we're gonna keep doing. It was an amazing experience.
Good.
Amazing.
I was so
And
happy watching.
what we need to learn about money, I would say, is like even kind of like the questions that I got in the room.
Yeah.
The number one thing that we have to know and the number one thing we have to do is like actually set goals. Like you don't have like smart goals though. A goal isn't I want $1 million. You know, like there has to be something tied to that $1 million. Why you want it? What's the time frame of it?
Got you.
How much are we gonna put towards it every month?
What do you want to do
What are you gonna-
to receive this?
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like there has to be.
I hear that.
Yeah, there has to be. It has to be.
Because that used to be a goal when
setting.
we was just like, yo, we just want.
We just
But
want.
as you get older, it's like that shit don't happen like that. It does not happen like
whether
that.
that's a job,
Yeah.
whether that's a girl, whether that's a whatever,
Yeah.
you can't just be like, I just
Want it? Yeah, you have to work towards it.
It has to be. It has to be smart, right? It has to be specific, measurable, achievable, right? Realistic.
Yeah.
It has to be all these things, and it has to be a time associated with it, or we're just throwing wishes in the air. That's all it is,
100%.
right? It's a wish.
100%.
Right? A goal without any of those things is just a wish at the end of the day. So I think that's the most important part that we have to understand. It's like, I think all of us can own a home, bro. It's really not that expensive.
Did you guys hear that?
You
Yeah,
really can.
you
If
definitely
that's your
can.
goal and
You
that's what
definitely
wanna
can.
do, it's not expensive. Number one, it's not that expensive, and then number two, it's not that crazy to save towards, right?
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be like non-specific about it and a lollygag about it, then it's impossible.
One of the biggest issues that and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you're in this field, is that we spend over $2 trillion a year on consumer goods, right? A lot of it comes down to our spending habits and what we're spending on, whether
But
it's
that's because we have a lack of goals. Does that make sense? So if you know that you want to buy a home in the next 5 years,
yeah,
and we have to put $250 a month into this,
yeah,
I think you're gonna think, okay, I'm not gonna buy Jordans. I'm gonna put $250 because it's towards my house.
100%.
You get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
So it's like at the end of the day, if we're gonna be like, I want to buy a house one day, but we're not putting any plan or any strategy towards it. When them Jordans come out and we got $250, we just gonna buy them.
100%.
Whether it's our last $250, whether it's an extra $250. So it's really becoming really visioning in on those goals and then writing down the plan towards it. And you don't have to do that by yourself. That's why you have advisors. That's why you have professionals to do this with you, right? But it does have to be a smart and strategic plan towards something. Because I have a client, she opened a Roth IRA like 20 years ago. And her goal was to literally just save for retirement kind of thing. Just have enough, a little bit of money on the side.
But before you go, what is a Roth IRA?
Oh,
Yeah, for the audience,
Yeah,
for
sorry.
people that might not understand.
so a Roth IRA is a individual retirement account.
Okay.
Now, when you put Roth in front of it, all that does is change the way it's taxed. So now a Roth, you're gonna contribute with after-tax dollars, so the dollars that hit your pocket after your paycheck, you're gonna contribute it to that account. The great advantage is that at 59 and a half, it is a retirement account. So you have to wait until 59 and a half to withdraw. Well, we'll get into the technicalities. To withdraw, but any gains that you got during that time from the stock market, from interest, from whatever, when you withdraw it at 59 and a half, you no longer have to pay taxes on that. It's all tax-free. All of it is tax-free, right?
Caught that.
And then another advantage to the Roth is that actually whatever contributions you put in, you can take out before 59 and a half if you really need it, and it won't be taxed again, right? You won't get any penalties and it won't be taxed. So it's kind of like a savings account in that way too,
Yeah.
you know, because I can contribute to this account for the next 10 years or whatever, and whatever I contributed, I'm able to take
Take out.
back
Yeah.
completely tax-free, no penalties, no nothing.
Yeah.
That sounds better than a savings.
While
way better.
while there was still, while I was still invested that whole time,
Yeah.
right? So whatever contributions I made was still making money in the stock market.
Yeah.
But I can still take out my
Yeah.
contributions.
I noted.
Yeah,
Because you can buy stocks within the Roth IRA.
You can buy stocks, you
Yeah.
can buy bonds,
CDs,
you can buy whatever you want.
yeah.
CDs, whatever you want. So this lady, she only contributed $25 every 2 weeks. So $50 a month.
Okay.
She only contributed $50 a month for about 15 years. Her account value, bro, ended up at like 99,000 something. Basically
Wow.
$100,000.
Wow. Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
And the crazy part about it is she didn't even have like an advisor actually
Yeah.
doing stuff for her.
Yeah.
She just put $25 into the regular S&P 500.
And it grew over time.
And it just
5 to 10%.
the most regular account,
Yeah.
the most regular everything, and it grew to that amount.
Wow.
But she knew, she was like, no, I want to put $50 a month away, consistent.
Yeah.
She knew what she wanted it for. She knew when she was gonna use it.
Yeah.
Right. Everything. So that opened my eyes a little bit even more to me, because it was just like you don't have to start with anything big, nothing, but it does have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And it does need a goal aligned to it, because then you're just gonna you're gonna spend the $50 on whatever else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's I think that's the number one, is having the goal, because then that's automatically gonna change your spending, bro. And that's automatically gonna change the way you invest.
I had another question, but now I'm super curious about this.
Yeah.
So, not that I'm trying to figure out my own life,
Definitely.
but would you say, so one, can anyone open up a Roth IRA?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you gotta have earned income. Sorry, you do
Okay,
have to
so
have earned income.
employed.
So you do have to be not necessarily employed, but even if you own a business, you can do something. I'm not completely sure if Social Security would count towards it right now. I know we don't count it as earned income as far as tax wise, but I think you can still open a Roth IRA with that as well. We'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even if you had a part-time gig,
Exactly. 100%.
or what if you had a contract gig? So let's say you're not part-time, you're not full-time,
Yep.
but that one contract, that 1
Year,
year,
you can still open up a Roth IRA.
100%.
Check.
Yeah.
Now, would you say from your experience that savings is cool, you have a checking and a savings account, but with knowledge, a checking and a Roth IRA account makes more sense? Or do you feel like a savings account still has value?
100%. Yeah. Because it depends. It depends on what you want to do, right? Like the savings account, what we do with a lot of our clients when it comes to the savings account is we just put their emergency fund away there, right? We're gonna be okay, you have $2,000 a month in expenses. We will, depending on how old you are, we'll put away 6 months of expenses for you. So $12,000 will go into an account, and that's usually in your savings account, right? So that you could just easily pull from it. You don't
Without
have to,
having to do all this.
exactly, right?
Yeah.
You don't got to think about calling your advisor to get in your
Sometimes the
account.
checking
You don't have
account
to
gets
do.
really low.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know what I mean? That too.
You need quick access.
You need quick.
That's
Right.
what the savings.
And that's what the savings
Yeah.
account is. That's all the savings account is for.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything past that, then yes, we need to start putting it to work, putting it in the market, making it get some growth. Whether it's going to be in a Roth IRA, whether it's going to be in a traditional IRA, whether it's going to be in a regular brokerage account. The type of account itself, that's going to matter more so if you want to take advantage of the taxes, if you are planning for retirement kind of thing. That's when the account type itself kind of comes into play. But when off rip, it doesn't matter. You should have some kind of investment account where we are buying stocks and bonds and things like that.
My follow-up question. I've heard that goal setting, consistency, and
And then another thing, I'm sorry,
Yeah, okay.
because the Roth IRA also has an annual limit. So that's another reason why I wouldn't say a savings account. You could only put $7,000 a year into it,
okay,
right? Some people's savings accounts is way more than that. So they wouldn't be able to put that into a Roth.
understood. But in terms of like transitioning into a mindful finance security, right? Financial security. You need to have goal setting skills. You need to have consistency. And I would think a lot of faith, right? To trust the goals and consistency. Why do you think our communities struggle with those skills?
Yeah.
Right? Because you're coming from a background where you've worked in one end and now you have transitioned to where you want to be working more from where you came from.
Yeah.
And so in those meetings with this group and the same meetings with that group, what do you find are the differences and why do you think those differences exist?
We do not have discussions at home. Like, that's just a fact. Like, we don't have discussions at home. Like when I was on the Upper East Side, it's very, very common and very easy for a client to walk in with like $1 million account and have their 10-year-old child there, and we're talking numbers the whole entire time. It's like, it's not a problem. You know what I mean? It's not a problem for them to hear anything. We come over to our side, you know,
It's whispers.
a grandmother that's about to pass away, she's fucking 87. I'm not trying to violate anything,
Yeah.
but she's like, you know, barely walking a lot of the times. And the people that she's actually has as beneficiaries on the account, she doesn't even want them in the room talking. Like that, to me, that makes no sense. This money's gonna go to them anyway.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we all be collaborating, talking about what you have right now, what you're gonna be passing down, what you're gonna be doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Estate planning.
yeah, like actual planning. And then that's a 10-year-old. The lady that you're about to give this money to is 35.
Yeah.
And she can't be in the room because you feel like she's in your business. So this, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's weird in that aspect. That's what I see. It's weird in that aspect. It's like, there's no openness to talk about it. And then as we're growing up, I mean, the kids can't talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know
Don't
what
ask
I
me
mean?
no
Like,
questions.
what are you gonna do? Like, Bye not gonna come up to you like, hey, ma, so teach me about a savings account. You're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, until at least he's at an age where he could think about that.
Yeah.
But before that, it's up to you to be able to teach him when he's, you know, like I teach my son right now about, you know, different accounts, different coins even, right? Like they don't even know.
Get him ready.
You know what I mean? Different currencies, how much it costs, right? Give him the $20 so he could go to the store and get the change back. Like those different things, we don't talk about at all. Like I've never had one financial conversation with my mom. Never.
I didn't either.
So that stems from, and then that goes back to what I was gonna say to you before. It was like we get stuff and it just pops up. We don't know how. It's not the same for the other side. Like they understand how they're getting these things. There's someone paying for it. There's someone working for it, and this is how it gets here. You know what I mean? And then they're also showing them.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, I paid for this and this and that. No, like they're also showing, like, hey, I have this much money. You know what I mean? I work and I make this much salary.
Yeah.
You know, which is great. I mean, we on camera. Who cares? We gonna go in. Obviously, my son is half white, right? So, also for a percentage of my life, I was also in a white household, right? With my partner at the time.
Yeah.
Right. So even hearing how they talk about different money and different
Interesting.
things
Wow.
and buying
Okay.
houses, right?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
the interest rates on the house and where you should get your mortgage at this percentage, and you know they have a family of financial advisor, and this is like, and this is normal for them though.
Yeah.
That's the norm.
This is 1000% normal for them. Talking about what salaries you should be expecting.
And this is just a common
Just this conversation.
And I feel like in our community, it's a lot of guilt, it's a lot of shame.
Right.
We've been damaged, we've been broken down, we've been redlined. You know, we don't even have to go all the way back to slavery and civil rights. So it's a lot that
It's a
went
lot.
into us being so detached from the conversation of money. And
But what I'm also seeing at the same time, though, is that in Brooklyn, right? What I'm also seeing at the same time, though, is that there are some black families that 1000% do all that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Like there's some wealthy black families that I came across. I was just like, wow.
Yeah,
You know, like
100%.
bro, their kids go to private schools.
Yeah.
They got cars. They got all of that stuff,
Yeah.
right? I still think though they aren't as like educational.
100%.
Yeah, they still aren't like as educational. They're still more like, I tell you this is that and
Yeah.
that is this, you know? And even them, they don't know the most financially savvy things because you're a nurse or a doctor or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, but even them, they still like, no, I know it's right and this and that because you made a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
But you still need to be open-minded and make sure you're educating and being open and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being honest, bro. I've never really advised any white person that thought they just knew more than me. Just to be honest, as a professional, I'm
You
sitting
felt the
here,
reverse.
I'm the reverse all the time.
Very interesting.
Like you're in a CD thinking that you know more than
Yeah.
me. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just, that doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
See, this is where like my mind starts racing, especially anchoring things in community, right? Like there's the whole mission I feel has been placed in my heart is that there's these concepts and these stigmas that have truth to them,
Yes.
but they are not the truth, right? And the only way to rewire that is through, it's a very supportive, loving environment that reminds people that there's a different truth that has existed all along. That's why it's so important that it happens in the same environment,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So when I'm thinking about, okay, I know community centers, we have basketball, we have all these sports, we have your workout, you got a pool, you got libraries, we have clinics. We don't have the financial advisor station, right?
Right.
That would change things,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
100%.
If every family
Yeah.
that walked into that community center
Yeah.
also knew if you turn left, you get a free session with that financial advisor,
Love that.
right?
Love that.
But I've never heard of that existing. I've never seen that anywhere. And I don't like to talk about it this way, but there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be, because right in our communities, there are abundance of knowledge and there's an abundance of wealth if we just start talking.
I agree with that. I agree
Right?
with that.
love
Nothing
that.
can stop us from actually asking questions and figuring out who to ask those questions to, especially if they're on your home front.
100%.
That's
Like, Mama, when you speak,
100%.
the knowledge that pours out of you is it's amazing how much you know. I would be on the other side of that table in your office being like,
But that's
Can I
what
record
happens.
you?
That's what happens. That's what happens after my manager has to force them in my office, if that makes sense. Right? Like I was speaking to my manager today, and I'm like, yo, you give me the best referrals, like even out of the bankers. You know, like that's their job, but you do better. And I'm like, how do you go about the process? So you told me how you go about the process, and it's like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense, but you're also a manager. So that's why you can tell this person, like, hey, no, you're gonna, yeah, you know what I mean? No, you're gonna listen to this person first before you this and that, blah, blah, blah. But even for the, well, I got like 4 clients now, 4 or 5 clients now. Even for those clients, yeah, but they were forced to come in. You know what I mean? They were forced to get in my office, and then they see a person that is cool and actually cares about them, but also has the knowledge. And then they feel comfortable enough to invest. And that makes sense. I agree. But you should still, I think there's, and like, even with that aspect, on the other side, there was never like, you gotta convince someone to just hear options on how to make their money work smarter.
right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's your choice. I can't force you to do anything. But the fact that you don't even want to hear it,
Yeah.
I think that's like, yeah, that's like literally the whole entire problem. Like, you don't even want to hear your options though, because you think you're coming in and you know better already. That's crazy to me. And I think that's like what happens a little bit at home, and we just don't have the wider discussion because we're technically subject to what our parents know, if that makes sense, because they're not even thinking
A
about
lot of
it.
fights happen over money.
You know what's crazy? One quote that I just never forget in my life, and it was Eunice that told me it. He goes, everything you ever gonna learn is gonna come from somebody.
Facts.
So be very careful who you get that information from, who you're vetting,
There
this
you
and
go.
that.
That sounds
That's
like
the main part.
He said, be careful.
Be careful who you're getting that information
sounds
from.
like
Sounds like him.
You know what I mean? So you really have to be careful.
Yeah.
And I really took that to heart. I think he told me that like 16. And I really just took that to heart all the time. So it's like, I'm gonna be open and listen to what you have to say, but then I'm also gonna take like into consideration who I'm getting that advice from.
Yeah.
I'm not taking any kind of financial advice from my mom. It just doesn't make sense.
Love you, mom.
It just doesn't make sense.
On the same page.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
But as kids, we can't say that.
We can't say
and we don't know that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I think we grow up with a lot of disadvantages. Like even when it comes to like, just the simple thing of credit, right?
Yeah.
Like all our parents had credit.
Yeah.
Did they speak to us about it?
That even down to like us as kids, they could have opened up certain accounts for us that just do $5 every other week. That could have grew for us to, you know, by the time we're 18, 27 years old, we have this access to a pool of money, not feeling like we're forced to have to go into the workforce.
Yeah.
We can actually decide. We got some, you know, a cushion, you know, so.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's little things like that.
And then like that, just to like honor the journeys of those before us too, like it took a lot of faith to make that $5. And then,
I was just about to speak to
it
that.
takes a whole
I was just about to
another
speak to
level
that.
of faith to say, I'm not gonna bless my kid and get this, or I'm not gonna
Yeah.
use this and get extra bread. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put it in this thing and hope,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
there's and the truth is our world is shifting. I was just talking to another mom today in the community where like just as a mother, our moms or even parents, like the mission of parents was grind, work, hard, kids go to school, grind, work, hard. Now it's like, you gotta self-love, you gotta self-care. Our moms, that wasn't even a thought.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a concept.
That definitely wasn't.
It's not a concept. Now it is like the billboard of parenthood. You gotta take care of yourself. Our parents never even had a chance to take a breath. It wasn't even a thought. There was nothing giving those signs. But now, even in terms of finances, we are in a realm where it's like, oh, you may live in this community, but $25 every 2 weeks could amount to $100K. What? $25 every 2 weeks. I have a story, I have proof, and I'm a financial advisor, and I'm right from here.
Yeah.
Those stories exist now, 15 years later, in order for it to happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it had to happen. It
Yeah.
had to happen.
It had
And
to happen.
I was gonna say, you can't blame them too much either. I was literally about to say that. Like, we literally can't blame them too much because there was a lot of like trust that had to be built within the system too, right? Like to be able to really trust that that's even for us.
Right?
You know what I
There's
mean?
still
Like,
distrust.
yes, that's what I'm dealing with almost every day. Like trying to get them to understand like it, the topic of the event. Like investing can be for everyone.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it where you're comfortable and it makes sense, you know, and it's not risky and it's not like depending on hope and everything, right? But there's ways to do it where, you know, throughout history and throughout data and actual facts that it will, you know, you can invest the smart way and it actually pays out without you wishing on hope or thinking about this, thinking about that. No, there's data and evidence in history going back to goddamn 1919 that shows if we do a consistent thing, this is what you get.
Compound.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like it's a big educational part too that I'm doing. It's a huge like educational part.
Yeah.
So that you could break it down so that they really understand it so then that they could trust it.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's what it really has been so far.
Which, I mean, again, to go back to your energy and your aura, mama, like the position you're in is it is making an impact in people's lives. They sit with you, they are able to relate to you, they are fed this knowledge, but then they have to trust you.
Yes.
And trust is a very sacred thing. It's a sacred thing.
It is.
I don't, how much time do we have on the, how are we doing? How are we doing? Keep going. Oh, so I wanted to say that, like, from what I've heard, it seems like, one, we have to start not being so scared to just talk about finances. Just open up the dialogue in our homes with our families, kids, no kids, just speak about these things. And the second thing I'm kind of hearing even for myself, definitely the first one too, is to find a financial advisor and to just sit down and have a meeting. So my question is, like, where do you find financial advisors? How do you find one?
Yeah, I say start with like your local bank. Almost every institution has like an advisor sitting in the actual bank. Now, right, like I am more of like the educational, I want to just talk to you, see whatever. There are some advisors that are super snobby, things like that too. So like, you know, you'll figure it out, but you still got to put yourself out there to know.
Yeah.
But I would say start with like any of your local banks, wherever you bank at right now.
Yeah.
Go there, talk to the advisor, ask them whatever questions you want, see their knowledge, gauge how they feel, and then, you know, take that knowledge and you search it up yourself, and, you know, and use those questions, whatever you find, to go back and ask more questions. And it is, right, it's like a back and forth, like you could do this all day, you know, and really get that knowledge and be comfortable talking about it.
Right.
I think that's like the main part. And then also, if you can, bring your kids. Like that's just
These
like,
meetings.
I think that's like,
Interesting.
I think that's almost like the number one,
Yeah.
is bringing your kids. And I'm excited because more and more, I do see more and more of my clients bringing their kids in. And that is, I think, is great,
Yeah.
because it's normalizing them to talk about finances.
They
man.
really soak it up.
They-
It will become a
Yeah, and they're not scared to say, I have $1,000, or damn, I have $100, and then now you know that you fucking lacking or something. Like, you know what I like? Within your own peer group too, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, there's nothing wrong with that. Like sometimes we be walking outside, like you already know, bro. Like my man is like, I love my guys. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, we could be walking outside, and one of them have $100, and I got 10,000. We're in the same group, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense, bro.
Agreed.
But if we're not talking about it, they may think that this $100 is fucking normal,
Yeah.
and it's not. You know what I mean? Like it's not, and you shouldn't be okay with that either. We should be, and I'm gonna be showing you how to make that better, and you know, and like we all collaborating with these things, because from the Jewish community to the Asian to the all, that's what they do.
They talk about this stuff.
This is what they do. They're not scared to be like, yeah, I earned 80,000.
Yeah.
I earned this. I earned It's not like a tit for tat kind of thing. It's an open conversation.
And being open to knowing that, start where you're at, wherever you're at. I don't care if it's $100, $10, $50. It's okay for us to be where we're at. And I think that's an important thing to emphasize too, because people get shame. Shame is a big thing. You know, you feel like, damn, I'm this far and I'm not here, so I don't want to talk to Mamady about it. I don't want to talk.
And then
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, you have a friend that is actually doing really well.
Yeah.
You never find
Let's
it.
collaborate and communicate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
make
could have been
that
helping
change.
me.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think there's like that kind of like open talk and open dialogue that we need to have with each
Yeah.
other, and being able to set goals as well
Together.
with each other. Yeah. Because like that's how it actually becomes into life. Like, because at the end of the day, bro, if you told me you want to go, right, and I come and talk to you about it, B, and you told me I didn't even make one move yet, now I'm gonna be violating you, right? And you
I'm held accountable now.
and you gotta be,
Yeah,
and then now
yeah.
you're gonna,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But if I don't know what you're working on, I don't know how much you got right now, I don't know what you're trying to get to, I don't know anything. I mean, we just be talking.
Yeah. We're not moving the needle.
We
Which
just talking.
This-
we have to do.
We just talking.
It's so funny because, like, I know we're gonna wrap up, but there's so many conversations that don't happen. And it's like maybe for a future session, education like is a big one that I feel doesn't happen in our communities too. It's just interesting, like there's these fears and stigmas of not wanting to show up a certain way or not wanting to
Yeah.
feeling less than, when the truth is like if we actually utilize each other and feel safe to talk about these things, it would only help us.
We will only keep going higher. But I think
Yeah.
as well, like, right, it comes back to us, like, from back in the day, like, there was so much that we kind of needed to front on. Like, you know, we had to make it seem better than what
Yeah.
it was. And
That's an
things like
emptiness that we
you know?
we're trying to like fill a void of emptiness to be seen. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that we battle as
Yeah.
people.
Because I even do that myself. Like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, you know, I try to front like something is better than what it is, right? Well, you know, you got to just be straight up and be honest. And then that's the only way to really make it better. And I
Yeah.
think doing that, like, amongst each other
important.
is number one. Yeah, is important because we could, like, a lot of the times we could go and talk to another group when we should be just talking to ourselves and just literally getting
So
that and
crazy.
figuring it out within us. You know what I mean?
So
Like,
crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like, I got an advisor that's giving me business right now. She's giving me some guy, and she's like, she's black herself, and she's like, I don't want him. He's just this and that. He's like super what's the word, like condescending and things like that. He just like undermines people, especially black people, and he's black. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Like, what do you like? You know, like whatever. So she was like, nah, I suggested him to be with a white advisor, but they gave him to you. Like, all right, like I'll see what the person is like. I'll see how he is. I'm speaking to him and speaking to him and speaking to him, and what I'm understanding is like, he doesn't think less than us or anything like that.
Yeah.
But he is more so like that closed off kind of person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's not gonna tell you everything he got. He's not gonna be super, you know, like just nice when you think about it. Like, you know, he's one of the persons that you have to communicate with. You gotta be straight up with. You gotta be eye contact with. You gotta, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that he needs another group. You know, like let's figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, let's be patient with each
Let's
other.
be patient with each other. Let's
Yeah.
understand. Let's
I feel
talk.
that. I feel it.
Whatever you feel and how you feeling, talk to me. Let me know,
We gotta stop
and I'm
giving
gonna
up
tell
on
it
each
back.
other. That's a problem. We give up on each other.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if that was a white person, that same client
Yeah.
that was giving you that same pushback, giving you that same this, giving you that same
Figure it
that,
out.
you still gonna figure it out and take it.
Figure it out.
So interesting.
Yeah. There's so many layers, man, to things that we deal with, man, and that was just like a perfect example. But yeah, first of all, thank you.
Of course, thank you for
This
having me.
was a
Thank you for having me.
informative
Really good.
podcast. You bring so much light. I'm excited about your journey, your personal journey with family and, you know, your son.
Thank you.
And I'm just looking forward to just collabing with you. And I believe that we can,
Yeah.
you know, make waves, like
Oh,
real
that's
life
what's
waves. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just appreciate being a part of like your life journey.
Oh,
you
thank
know?
you, bro.
Yeah.
Same.
Thanks a lot.
Same.
So to the next episode, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all there.
Yay!